student recently asked me a question about dead clean and how fast do you have to pick the kettlebell up off the ground. And I thought I would explain that, but also expand it on swing cleans, swings, and snatches, because all of these things actually have the same rule. So the question was, how fast do you pull the kettlebell off the ground when you perform dead clean? So do you just yank it off the ground, or do you go slowly? And the student mentioned that he didn't feel comfortable pulling it off the ground really fast because he felt like his shoulder was coming out of the socket. So the answer to this is that you want to pull the first millimeter or so slowly, as if you're doing a deadlift. So every first pull of the weight off the ground, so every first pull of a dead weight, so when you're moving a dead weight or changing something from stationary to moving, you want to do it slowly because you want to generate some tension before you start accelerating. So when you're doing a dead clean off the ground, you want to generate tension first. So you pull your shoulder into the socket, you set your back to be straight, and then you start pulling slowly for that first millimeter, and then you accelerate. Same thing happens with the dead snatch. You pull slowly and then you accelerate. And same thing happens when you're swinging. With the swinging, the difference is that the kettlebell goes back rather than up, right? Because you have to back swing. And so what you do here when you're swinging, and that applies to swings, snatches, cleans, all of the kettlebell ballistics, you first create tension, and then you minutely drag the kettlebell backwards. So you actually pull the kettlebell backwards before you swing, before you back swing. So what this does, it creates tension. So it loads you up like a spring. And this is present in every other sport. So if you watch Olympic lifters performing their Olympic lift, you will notice that they don't just rip the weight off the ground. Instead, they start slow and then they accelerate. Same thing with sprinters. When the sprinters are ready to go, before the pistol fires, they're coiled with tension and they're actually moving forward. So if you watch them carefully in slow motion, they are already moving forward, and then the pistol fires and they accelerate. You will never see a professional sports person, gymnast, sprinter, Olympic lifter, whatever, just take off. They are already coiled with tension. And it is a sign of experience in sports or in any activity that you're able to coil with tension and go fast. What you never want to do is just yank things off the ground without being fully coiled, without being fully engaged. So what a lot of people do as a mistake and as a source of injury is they just focus on just pulling the kettlebell off the ground, and that pulls their shoulder out of their socket, potentially bends their back, and so forth. So you don't want to be doing that. You want to tense first, start slow, start like you're doing a deadlift, and then accelerate. With the snatch, same thing. I sometimes even tell people, just start lifting the kettlebell slowly like a deadlift, and then accelerate it to snatch overhead. What you never want to do is just start off the ground. It can lead to injury, and it's not an efficient way of using your muscles. You want to get tense first. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.